Hi, I'm Nur Adila, and I want to share my experience of reading and researching on how our romance movies are perceived in Malaysia and in the United States. So, throughout the process of perfecting this artifact, I have discovered and I have learned a few things, and I would say that it has also changed my view of Western movies, romantic movies, where back then I used to think that it's all about reality, the the normal boring stories where the students or maybe working adults would bump their shoulders in the middle of the street, or maybe in the middle of the hallway, and then fall in love from the first sight. So that was my view of those romantic movies, and because of that, I was never really interested in watching romantic movies, Western ones specifically. But after doing all this research, I found that maybe the romantic movies have evolved, and they have become more interesting. For example, I found out, of course, Cinderella, the classic one, but I also found out about this one movie known as Isn't It Romantic, if I'm not mistaken, and it was about a woman going into the alternate dimension, and I found it fine. I did not find it boring. So, for me, doing the research for this artifact, it has opened a new opportunity for me to to find new fun in watching romantic movies of the westerns again, because I have stopped, but now I have found reasons to continue watching again, maybe during my semester break. So for me, for my reflective video, I would say that it has changed my opinion, and positively, of course. And what I could reflect from this assignment, I would say that to not, to not perceive everything as the same. To open up your mind and to see new things. Just because you see one thing as boring doesn't mean everything is gonna be the same. Don't stereotype. Just because you have seen one thing, the world is wide. So try new things. So that's what I've learned from the process of perfecting this artifact. Thank you.
What I've learned from doing the scrapbook is that it allowed me to better understand the cultural differences that influence the freedom of expression and identity in both the United States and Malaysia. In the United States, I found that there is a greater openness to new interpretations of identity. This flexibility is reflected in how identities are represented, particularly through symbols such as flags. For example, the rainbow flag, commonly associated with the LGBTQ community, has different colors that hold unique meanings for various sexual orientations and identity. These symbols are widely accepted and celebrated as a part of a broader narrative of individual freedom and self-expression. On the other hand, in Malaysia, I discovered that identity representation is more strongly influenced by the country's conservative and traditional values. And because of this, the media plays a significant role in reinforcing these normal circumstances, often presenting an idealized view of cultural and societal expectations as a opposite gender relationship. So these long-standing traditions shape people's perceptions and can lead to resistance of foreign alternative or new ideas, especially in identity. And because of this, the idea of LGBTQ in shaping the identities of people in Malaysia has been rejected by the majority. So the majority tends to reject notions that challenge the status quo, resulting in limited space for diverse expression of identity and freedom of thought.
So, what I learned throughout the process of making this scrapbook is, despite many differences in movie culture, there are still some similarities in both American and Malay movie culture. And I also learned that movies are not just movie because it actually more than that. For example, in Hollywood movies culture, party, club, alcohol is actually symbolized as freedom of youth. However, in Malay movies culture, it is symbolized as something like rebellious and peer pressure or something negative. So the use of semiotic elements in each of the scene in the movie, like loud music, dancing, colorful lighting, colorful dress, really opened my eyes how filmmakers analyze that and put it in the movie. I also learned how different culture would view something differently depending on the norm of one place. And not only that, it really impressed me how short and simple scene can actually symbolize many things. And I actually realized that how those elements actually shape my perception, because when I watched clubbing and partying in American movies, I thought that it was fine, it was normal, because that's how they portray it. However, whenever I watched that kind of scene in Malay's movie, I thought that it was a bad thing, and the character itself was a bad character, a villain character, and because that's just how it being portrayed in a Malay's movie. So yeah, for me, I think different culture in movies really shape my views differently.
Hi, I would like to share what we learned while creating our artifact focusing on celebrations in the United States, particularly through the lens of cinema. As we explored various Christmas movies, we discovered how they encapsulate the values of family, generosity, and joy. Films like Home Alone and The Family Stone highlight the importance of togetherness and overcoming challenges, which resonate deeply with American cultural values. If we see from a semantic perspective, we analyze the language and imagery used in these films. Words like home, love, and celebration carry significant emotional weight, shaping viewers' perceptions of the holiday. The recurring themes in these movies not only reflect and highlight the festive spirit, but also reveal the underlying social norms and expectations surrounding Christmas in American society. We also noted how the portrayal of Christmas traditions like decorating trees, exchanging gifts, and singing carols serve to reinforce a sense of community and belonging. The semantics of these rituals convey collective identity, emphasizing how cultural practices are interwoven with the personal experiences. Through this process, we also learn the importance of storytelling in conveying cultural values and how the semantics enrich our understanding of this narrative. Overall, creating this artifact allowed us to appreciate the multifaceted nature of Christmas and its significance in American culture.
The scrapbook has taught me a lot of differences among Malaysia and the United States, especially in media making, because the perception of medias in both countries are reflecting their distinct cultural and societal norms. In the US, for example, romance movies are way too extreme if it were to be compared to Malaysia's romance movies, because they're always showing scenes that is inappropriate, at least for us Malaysian. And additionally, people of the United States are open and talk and discuss about taboos like the LGBTQ topic. Meanwhile, Malaysia despises that. I believe that if someone were to produce a movie or TV shows regarding this particular topic in Malaysia, I would strongly believe that he would get arrested for mocking and insulting a religion. And lastly, in Malaysia, the religion and cultural based movies are often seen with families gathering around, eating good food, hanging out, and just casual talking. And similarly, the Christmas movies in the United States highlights their gifts giving, family dinner, and also casual talking. So both Malaysia and the US have similar tradition when it comes to celebration. However, we do it our own way and they do it in their own way. So the media difference between Malaysia and the US highlights varying levels of freedom of expression and cultural and religious influence that shapes how people perceive and interact with entertainment.